come over here. You stand right here. You stand in front of the red light. You stand over here in front of the green light. There you go. Now, we've never met before tonight, have we, Tanya? So that wasn't Tanya anyway. That's Angie, right?
Right.
You won't hear them talk after this, all right? So get it in. And you're Tanya, aren't you?
Yes.
And do you want to tell people that you're 13?
Yes.
Do you want to tell people you're 14?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to raffle these two people off tonight as door prizes. Their parents are putting extra in the offering tonight if I did this, so I thought we'd take a little break.
Amen.
Actually, I asked these two young ladies to help me with this next song. And one of the reasons is that this song has been used to bring revival to a church. But I never could really get it into the hearts and lives of people like I wanted to, like you'll see it tonight. They are going to act out this song. And if you've ever been in a church that has a gossip, how many of you, no, never mind. Then you're going to relate to this song. And if you are a gossip, if you don't smile, we'll know who you are. Did you see about 40 people start smiling there? Okay, now who is Mrs. Flake? You are Mrs. Flake. You want to take your position now? And you are Mrs. Bones, right? Say that.
Mrs. Bones.
I told Angie I was going to do my very best to embarrass her tonight. Okay? So I've got some baby pictures of her. No. Why don't you go take your place right over there? Okay? Pastors love this song because the title of it, I can't use the title on tapes or anything, it's too long. Whatever you do, whatever you say, don't tell the pastor. Mrs. Flake is on her way to talk to Mrs. Bones. She had to find some other way. Her husband tore out the phones. She said, I had to let you know the church is in a disaster. But whatever you do, whatever you say, don't tell the pastor. She said that Mr. Johnson hasn't tithed all year, and without his money in the treasury, the church is through, I fear. Someone in the church forgot to shake his hand, and her lips moved a little faster. Whatever you do, whatever you say, don't tell the pastor. Whatever you do, whatever you say, don't tell the pastor. And for heaven's sake, when you pray, don't tell the master. It's not their business anyway to stop a church disaster. So whatever you do, whatever you say, don't tell the pastor. She said, Mrs. Bruce uses the excuse, Sunday school's such a bore. And Sister Kay says, there's no way I'm going anymore. Someone in the church made her mad. Go ahead and ask her. But whatever you do, whatever you say, don't ask the pastor. Now before I leave your house, she said, there's something I've got to say. I just can't go to a church that says its members have to pray. Can you imagine Christians there are told to read their Bible? Why, I never thought here in America I'd be forced to have revival. Whatever you do, whatever you say, don't tell the pastor. And for heaven's sake, when you pray, don't tell the master. It's not their business anyway to stop a church disaster. So whatever you do, whatever you say, don't tell the pastor. Mrs. Bones said, Mrs. Flake, don't talk about people so. This just has to stop right now. Someone ought to know. Mrs. Flake's face had turned just as white as plaster as Mrs. Bones dialed her telephone and said, hello, is this the pastor? Oh, whatever you do, whatever you say, please tell the pastor. And for heaven's sake, when you pray, please tell the master, 'cause it's their business anyway to stop those church disasters. So whatever you do, whatever you say, please tell the pastor.